Why do you love to come to school?
To learn, take my education.
Kirk is just normal. He's included, he's involved, and he is good.
We can always find inspiration and encouragement from persons like Kirk Wint, who are defying the odds and excelling every day, despite having physical challenges. Kirk's story will be featured between the pages of your Jamaica Magazine today, plus so much more. Hi, I'm Theodore Henry. Welcome and stay tuned.
Did you know that there are medical, academic, and social benefits of doing a sport? Exercising regularly can reduce the risk of non-communicable diseases such as cancer and stroke. Working together promotes important life skills such as teamwork, leadership, problem solving, and mutual respect. And competing nurtures sportsmanship and lasting friendships, as well as improves self-esteem and resilience. So join a sport today and enjoy these benefits.
Did you know that gymnastics as a pastime is beneficial for both the mind and the body? It is a great way to stay fit, flexible, focused, and strong. In our next feature, we share more details about just how worthwhile gymnastics can be for our children and young people.
Gymnastics was developed in ancient Greece as a method to prepare men for warfare. Let that sink in for a bit. Today, the sport is not about military might, but it still pushes the human body to optimal fitness and flexibility. It's also, of course, no longer limited to males and is accommodating to both the young and older. Oh, and you don't need to be in Greece to enjoy what gymnastics has to offer. Right here at home, the National Gymnastics Federation of Jamaica, which enjoys funding support from Government Sports Development Foundation, recognizes 9 member organizations. One of them is Nishida's Gymnastics.
Hi, this is Shin Nishida, and I am the owner and head coach of Nishida Gymnastics. Hi. We are the gymnastics school operated in Jamaica, Kingston, and Montego Bay, Maypen, and Montego. We have been in operation since 2008.
There are 2 ways in which people can get engaged in gymnastics: recreational and competitive. Recreational gymnastics caters to anyone who wants to learn the skills in a fun, safe, and structured environment. Competitive gymnastics offers participants the opportunity to learn at the highest level and compete in international competitions. Whichever path the gymnast takes comes with a host of benefits.
Gymnastics is a sport that challenges the child in many different ways.
It helps them physically, right? Fitness, it helps them coordination, balance. It helps them mentally to focus. Most kids are focused, and most kids that tend to do really well in school, gymnastics helps them a lot. Some kids that come in, they're shy, and then gymnastics help them to build that self-confidence. Help them to speak up, right from wrong sometimes, because we teach discipline in our class as well.
One of the best ways for children and young people to experience the benefits of gymnastics is by getting involved in fun and interactive summer camps.
In our summer camp, we have gymnastics as main activities, and we also do performing art and craft, and academic work. As beginners participating in our camp, first thing we do is, of course, building the body, conditionings, in a fun-based activities. It's not going to be like 10 times push-up, 10 times sit-ups, but more fun-based activities. And also we teach floor basics like rollover, split, jumps, and different tumbling skills. And also we have the bars, trampoline, which is also different from floor, but more, flipping kind of fun exercise.
My favorite is the bars because this might sound weird, but I like it because I'm not that good at it, because I'm trying to do more stuff and learn more stuff.
Whilst recreational programs such as gymnastics summer camps are fitting for anyone, Competitive gymnastics, on the other hand, requires a much higher level of maturity, commitment, and hard work. They know that well at Nishida's.
From all the branches, we have a small squad working towards the international competition and possibly world-class championships, such as world championships, well, hopefully Olympic Games, those kind of big games. So those kids train roughly about 20 hours, up to 20 hours per week, which is like 4 hours every day, almost every day. They are doing a program called the USA Gymnastics Program, which is not really globally, but it is an international program that is used in North America, South America, and Central America.
Hi, my name is Sarah Mongalsing. Welcome to Nishida's Gymnastics, Mandeville.
Sarah started like 4 to 5 years ago. She started move up drastically to junior, to NGR stars, and now she's at the USAG level. Sarah received a Golden Gymnast Award. That's for grading to see how well she has been doing throughout the term. She have received like a lot of medals, first place medals. She have received Gymnast of the Term the other day. She have received international medals. She was even placed fourth internationally out of 65 gymnasts overseas. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Corinne. Welcome to Nishida's Gymnastics, Montego Bay.
Corinne has been progressing so well from where she started to where she is now. She is actually training for level 5 USAG, in which she has her overseas competition coming up in January at Orlando. Now and then we have basically like an in-house Olympics in which she received the strongest gymnast award. She received also the most flexible gymnast award. Also, she's actually a part of the Jamaica national team now.
Though gymnastics has proven to be quite beneficial for both recreational and competitive gymnasts, it is important to note that there are inherent risks in the sport that can only be controlled and kept to a minimum with proper supervision and coaching best practices. Once gymnasts and coaches are able to exercise safety at all times, the benefits for participants are endless.
I learned patience because, sometimes it's not your day, so you have to wait until it's your day and you have to keep working hard to achieve success.
I've seen a lot of improvement and hard work and self-motivation. She's presently here at Nishida's, 3 years now. The kids here at Nishida always look up to her. She's very hardworking.
What I've learned through gymnastics is that it teaches you confidence, because if it wasn't for gymnastics, I would be standing right here, right now, giving this speech, this interview. So I would say it has really given me confidence. It has really taught me, discipline. It has a lot of fundamental values to it. And I would say one more thing is, hard work really pays off. And once you stick to it and consistency, you'll make it.
If you're interested in finding a recreational or competitive sport this school year, gymnastics is definitely a fun and fulfilling option for you.
Come down. Well, this is a real business?
I should think so. You don't see them dressed nice.
Could be well-dressed criminals. Let me see, because you can check for a registered business on COJ website. You know that, right?
We can check online?
Yeah, man, things up now. You can check for a registered business on the Companies Office of Jamaica website. So many know things.
Yes.
Transformation is happening across the public sector. Many services are now available online. We are building a better public service for all. Brought to you by the Transformation Implementation Unit.
It's very much possible and likely that right now someone you know has endometriosis. It's also likely that the person is not aware that she has this disease. Let's find out more about the symptoms and how you can be of help to those coping with endometriosis.
I was always so miserable during my period, for as long as I can remember. The pain was so severe. I remember not having an appetite, nauseous. It was difficult to stand. It felt like a monthly interruption of my life. It continued for years, an endless cycle of suffering. I had no idea what was wrong with me. Then I was diagnosed with endometriosis.
Endometriosis is a chronic, painful condition of women in their reproductive years. So the condition occurs when the tissue that is normally inside the womb, called the endometrium, gets on the outside. This organ here is the uterus, or the womb, and within it is the endometrium. This is the tissue that is normally shed each month when you have a menstrual flow or a period. And it behaves normally when it flows and you have a period. However, if this tissue flows backwards through the fallopian tube, the structure here, it can land on the ovary, this white structure here, and form endometriotic cysts called endometriomas. It can run down the back of the womb and form deposits here, which can cause pain. The most common symptoms are very painful periods. You may also have infertility and pain during intercourse. Now, if the endometriotic deposits end up in other places, for example, endometriosis has been found in almost every tissue in the body. So it can be in the eye, so rarely. You may have intermittent blindness. It can be in the lung, so you can have shortness of breath, symptoms of a collapsed lung. In the brain, you can have seizures. To diagnose endometriosis, we start with the history of the painful periods. For those patients, we'll ideally do an abdominal and a pelvic examination. The gold standard test is a surgical procedure called laparoscopy. That's where we use a camera, which is inserted in through just below the belly button or the umbilicus, and using powerful lighting sources and optics, we're able to look and examine the pelvis, and then we can see the endometriotic deposits.
My journey with endometriosis began about 7 to 8 years ago when I was trying to get pregnant and couldn't figure out why. Went to the doctor, and after doing several tests, he asked about endometriosis. I'd never heard of it. And he said, well, we do a non-invasive surgery, which is a laparoscopic. They go in through the navel.
By this, we use a camera, as I said, and we use a set of surgical instruments which allow us to enter the abdomen through very small incisions, and we're able to locate the deposits, and we try to excise them or remove them from the pelvis in its entirety.
So I did the surgery, and unfortunately I had what was called a spontaneous abortion. That didn't hold. Tried again a few months later, and I got pregnant. I went to about 5 months, and unfortunately the baby died in vitro. I have not been able to ever get pregnant again.
After making a diagnosis, the mainstay of treatment is going to be dependent on your stage of the disease. So there are medical treatments, so we can use painkillers, oral contraceptive pills, surgical techniques. If you are having debilitating pain, if you're missing school, if you're missing work, then that's not normal and you need to seek the appropriate help. There are specialists who are well trained, both in terms of picking up the symptoms and making the diagnosis and in terms of treatment. And the earlier you're treated, the better the outcome is likely to be.
I think every woman should get checked because we've grown up to hear that once you have a bad period, it's a norm. Unfortunately, for those of us who have it, it's not the norm. I started following Shauna Fuller's story and finding out how she found out that she had it. And I offered my services. I said, I want to spread the word. I volunteered. They have a support group. I went there and met with others. And I also got involved in the march. If you find out you have it, join the BASE Foundation. Be a support for somebody. There's nothing better than just that encouraging word, and just know that there's somebody out there who understands.
I can only encourage our women, if any of these symptoms seem to be occurring to you, seek appropriate help through your local obstetrician gynecologist and be referred to a specialist.
If I knew then what I know now, that it had a name, that I wasn't alone, now that you know, don't suffer in silence.
Endometriosis affects 1 in every 10 women and girl worldwide. In Jamaica, over 10,000 women are affected by the disease. Many are not aware that they have it.
Did you know? The consequence of not exercising, consuming excessive sugars, trans fat, sodium and alcohol, and smoking is that sooner or later you will become seriously ill? These are known causes of non-communicable diseases, known to damage critical organs in the body, rendering them dysfunctional, leading to premature death. Avoid the unhealthy habits, treat your body right, eat well, exercise, and live longer, more productive lives.
Fire! Fire! My bed, my clothes.
Same script, different day. What's worse, sometimes a human being, even a child, dies in these unfortunate situations. The loss of lives and valuables as a result of fires is impacting those who remain behind. The mental effort to get up from the ashes. Taxpayers too are being burnt, as more dollars are being shelled out for fire emergency operations. Homeowners must implement fire safety plans.
It's important for us to fireproof our homes because we have our families and we normally have strict guidelines as to how you operate within the home, how you store your chemicals as it relates to your kitchen, how you manage your heat sources, how you handle your plugs. So the safety measures that you take as it relates to the protection of your children.
Here are a few situations you must avoid to prevent losing your home to fire. Finally home from a tired day at work. The first thing many people do is get something to eat. Now, this is when a fire safety sin is usually committed, having a cigarette while tired or the stove is left on. What else at home are you not doing safely? Like this, using a computer or mobile phone on the bed. So they should not be used on flammable surfaces such as beds or sofas.
Leaving your cell phones on your bed can trigger the ignition temperatures of that spread or sheet and can actually cause a flame. So we encourage you not to leave your cell phones unattended. It's an active source of heat, and worse when it is charging. It has caused many house fires based on our statistics.
Between 2010 and so far in 2019, 100 children were burnt to death. One of the main causes of these deadly fires, a child left unattended with burning candles.
Based on investigation from fires, we find that most of the times it's because we leave our children unattended, right? So we leave them with the matches, we leave them with the candles, we leave them with the lighters, and we leave them with maybe a laptop or an iPod, something to keep their attention, but they are fascinated by a flame.
Here are some other factors found by the brigade to be the major causes of fires within the home. Clothes put to dry at the back of the refrigerator. Storing plastics on cooking gas cylinders.
We identify this as a fire hazard because if you notice, it is pretty much close to the source of heat which would have been the stove itself. All right, so we can have a spark from this. The Jamaica Fire Brigade encourages that cylinders over 30 pounds should be stored outside. So here we have 2 heat sources, a microwave and a toaster oven. All right, plus there is a charger plugged directly between both sources of heat. What we encourage is that there should be sufficient space to allow for air to pass through. In the bathrooms, the heat sources, for example, your blow dryer, you leave those on running while you do other stuff, while you wash your face, something. But leaving them near your towels and your other materials that can burn, your clothes, that can spark flames.
As for power strips, they should not be overloaded.
So we also encourage that if you're using extension cords, do not run them behind furniture, do not run them under the carpet, because the constant pressure on the cords themselves will cause breakage. Again, if it is near a combustible material, it can cause a fire.
It is crucial that these fire safety measures are adhered to. Every home should have a fire safety plan that is known by each member of the household. Lastly, but very important, keep the numbers of the nearest fire station saved in your telephone contacts.
The general public can make a request for us to come inside the homes, check where you should have a smoke detector, check where an extinguisher should be, because you should have these in your homes as well.
Kirk Wint was born with cerebral palsy. That's an illness which affected the development of his feet. But despite his physical challenge, Kirk is living a full life, which has included representing Jamaica twice at the Special Olympic Games. Here's more.
So why do you love to run?
A good game. At first, I tell her it make me sad. First time I usually cry, just looking at him, I usually cry and stuff. And I said, Mommy, what you cry for? So I'm born, you know. So now it's coming like nothing to me, coming like I don't even have a special child.
Kirk Wint has been diagnosed with cerebral palsy, which impacted the formation of his lower limbs. Cerebral palsy is caused by damage to the brain, which impacts muscle tone, movement, motor skills, and oftentimes sight, speech, and learning. Kirk, however, has not allowed this condition to define who he is.
Kirk is twin. Yes, he is, girl and boy. So Kirk born half-4 from Kirkcallie. So growing up, there I see difficult and stuff, but people always say nothing is wrong with him because it's girl and boy, so they're normally slow. But anyway, I go back a Spanish town and I meet the doctor and she said, Kirk born breech. I said, what is breech? And she said, born footway, which I know him born half-4 the girl. So from there, you know, just monitor him and stuff and so, but Kirk is very active. Cannot walk, but active and climb every tree. That's him grill, him that. I always teach him stuff and him always can learn, him easy remember things. And okay, but I realize him now walk, do all sort of things. Do surgery, I remember when it cost so long, but I never get to buy the brace at the time, so it really like set him back then and so.
Without the brace, Kirk's condition could not have been rectified, and as such, he was never able to walk on his legs. Still not deterred by this setback, Kirk went on to make a name for himself by representing Jamaica twice at the Special Olympic Games, earning himself a total of 3 medals.
Going to license school now, go there and hear about Special Olympic and they carry him because they come there and interview them and stuff and they see where him can, you know. So I always carry him and so now I get to go on to the Special Olympic. Film specialty, you know, is run pan him on a softball throw him do. That's a film sport softball throw. So you know, up here so have everything.
Kirk Wint is one of 2 physically challenged students at the License Center of Excellence. He loves sports, and so he had the opportunity once again to represent Jamaica in the Special Games. And so he went to Dubai in February, where he participated in the 50-meter dash. Yes, and he got a silver, and he participated in a softball throw, where he earned himself a bronze medal. We are proud of all our students, and we're even more so proud of Kirk Wint. Our motto here is adding value. And so Kirk is treated like a normal child. He gets to participate in any activity he wants to. There are times when he wants to be the gate man, and he will be out there opening the gate, and he will be assisting them, telling them how to shuffle in the bus. Go over there. So Kirk is just normal. He's included, he's involved, and he is good.
And why do you love to come to school?
To learn. Take my education.
And what else do you do at school?
Play football.
Kirk is an easy student to teach. He's very attuned to things around him. He's amiable and he fits in very well. There's nothing that he thinks he cannot do. So therefore, his impairment doesn't pose a problem with anything at all. He's just integral in the learning process, and that makes it easy to teach him.
Normally when he wasn't like this old, because he's 17 now, he would hold on and walk around. Now, he rather run around the house. That him can run around the house and reach for. Run outside, that for him. But him have him walker. Him have the power chair and him have him walker. But he's not a walker man, he rather run for it and he reach quicker. Yeah man, but you know, bathroom, everything, Kirk can do everything for himself, just not him not walking. Everything, him bathe himself, everything at him that. Ready to school, everything. But me not make him go like the fireside, you know. Kirk help me. Kirk greater me coconut. Anything for greater him that. Sometimes I say me do it. That's why I not like do nothing for you no more me. That's why everything. Yeah man. Sweep out in room, spread up in bed at him that.
They say it takes a village to raise a child. Kirk's village expands beyond these three wonderful women. And with their help, it is safe to say the best of Kirk is yet to be seen.
So what do you want to be when you grow up?
Tyler.
My wish right now, tell you the truth, I was always hope and pray that one day I would see him walking to me, but I don't know if it's possible, tell you the truth, because he gets older now. So, but I just accept him as it is, and I just hope and pray that things that he need, he really will get it, because he always want a lot of stuff, and you know, those children what they need, see him having phone there, you know. Yeah man, I just always want him to be comfortable. Yeah, I always try my best with him.
What do you want to tell mommy?
I love you much.
For over 40 years, the European Union and Jamaica have enjoyed a partnership built on shared values, trust and respect. Through a joint cooperation program, the EU is supporting Jamaica to achieve its development goals outlined in Vision 2030. Key areas of support include justice, financial reform, poverty reduction, health, human rights and democracy, environmental protection and agriculture, Jamaica and the European Union, promoting sustainable development and creating opportunities for all Jamaicans.
And that's all we have planned for you today, but Jamaica Magazine returns tomorrow on this station. Be reminded that you can watch this and other programs on the JIS YouTube channel. Also, visit our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages to keep up with us. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.